What's up, everybody?
Howdy.
It's the Guudcast episode 11. Been a long time since I've been here, because I've been, not dueling. That's what we've not been doing. This man's been dueling.
I've done a little bit of dueling.
He's doing a little bit of dueling.
I've done a little bit of dueling.
Dueling Dylan.
I've played 2 events in the last 4 months.
I played a regional the other day and a local the other day, so I'm a little more dueling than I'm used to.
I might have won a case tournament.
Oh,
Baby.
okay.
The least worth
Yeah.
case tournament we've had.
Don't bully him.
Hey, you don't believe me. Yeah.
Don't bully
I did
him.
pull an ulti
Keep
brand
it to
infusion as
yourself.
my extra prizing.
That's additional. I like that.
Yeah. But you went to Vancouver. How was Vancouver?
Well, it was fun. Vancouver's cool.
Shout out Chris LeBlanc.
Yeah, shout out Chris. The event was cool. I did horrible. Tavion did he did good.
Fell short.
He did good, but he fell just short. I went to Vancouver. So me and Tavion went to Vancouver. He bubbled, top cut. I did really bad. Then he went to Cancun. Me and Jabin went to Chicago. We did horrible. And Tavion bubbled again. Same record. Almost the exact same rounds, too. Like, it was crazy. But it's been a disappointing few weeks. But the places were sick.
That's sick.
We got some deep dish pizza. Tavion got to hit the beach probably and
his Cancun experience.
yeah,
I think it's so
Cancun.
cool that he just, and down in Vancouver is like, you know what, run it. Let's go to Cancun. Let's do a little more competing.
Well, we were Sunday night after the event. We were chilling, and Tavion one was like, "Yeah, we're not going to Cancun because it doesn't count for world's points." And I don't remember who it was, but somebody's like, "Yeah, it does count for world's points," and we're like, "No, it doesn't."
We were told hold on.
And anyway, we were convinced that it does, so Tavion goes, "I'm buying a ticket." And then, we got home on, Tuesday morning at, 4 a.m. or something, 2 a.m., something like that, and Tavion the next day is, bought a ticket.
Ready,
So,
we locked
yep.
in. I think that's so cool.
Yep.
Tim.
I almost went. I talked myself out of it. Because I would have had to buy a passport. That would have added a lot of money to my... I could have bought that instead of that heirloom, though. I could have went to Cancun instead of played with an Apex Legend heirloom.
Oh, man. Yeah.
But we're going indie.
Cancun was not an option for me. Canada was not an option for me. Got to play regional in Nashville. It was really fun. I played Pearly.
You never gave me your tournament experience for that.
Yeah. Honestly, I lost round 1. I lost round 6 or so, and I lost another round. And wasn't happy with my result. And I have beef with how long it takes to kill somebody with Pearly. That's something that But I will say that some experience goes into that. I haven't been playing a lot. I've not really put a lot of time into that deck. I was frustrated by my result there and that locals. I started thinking about it, and I was like, for example, I never once used the effect of Noir in either of those tournaments. The little bitty discard a card, bounce 1 or 2 cards. Right? I never used that effect, but I also just didn't think about using it. So if I know that I didn't even think about using that effect in either of those tournaments, then that's the only thing I didn't think about. And I didn't, all the situations that I was struggling with and frustrating with, there's a chance that maybe had I just thought about that card just having that effect, could have dealt with the problem. I don't know, but I know that in the future I'm going to prepare myself a little better.
That's a deck that I feel like you have to have a lot of experience, going into an event to play. A
Yeah.
lot of experience with the deck.
You see the type of
Yeah.
players who play Pearly, and a lot of them have just been playing Pearly. A lot of them are beasts in general, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They play so much they know every interaction.
Make them cook.
Yeah.
But I feel like I could have played better.
I really don't think that's your play style of deck. Something I noticed with you is that deck and the Ruin It deck, you think are very cool decks and you love the way they play, but your style of deck kills. Skeeto, bro.
I feel like I should be playing Rescue Ace right now. They got them big fatties,
That's
boy.
what I'm saying,
That
bro.
got set 4.
The decks that
I'm
you
just
come
trying
to
to play
me...
everything but that.
Yeah, the decks you come to me with and you're like, Isaiah, I'm going undefeated at this tournament. Our decks like Sprite, you're making Mosquito, you're killing them. You love decks that just kill them.
Ways to close the game are really important to me. I think I definitely enjoy that and value that and, win some ridiculous games. But
I just like being bigger.
that's what I want to play. Rescue Ace.
That's why I want to play Rescue
Tim, I got
Ace.
3,000 attack. I'll throw my little field spell. 3,000 ain't enough. We'll get bigger. That's all right.
I was
Set 4. What you got? Nothing. Boy. Nothing.
Dude, somebody literally asked me what kind of deck I wanted to play, and I was just like, big.
Well,
Rescue
That's
Ace.
one thing about Cash Tier last format is I just didn't play Cash. Should have, but I didn't. And their monsters are so big. Every single deck I was building, I had this dilemma of, all right, so when they go summon unicorn battle phase, how how hard is it? Okay, I kind of
That
lose.
deck would not have been
Deck's not good
as
enough.
good
Can't play.
if they were half the attack they were.
I would, yeah, no, 100%. You know, a little monster deck. Like if Sprite had a Rise Heart, we'd be giggling about it. You know, it's
Yeah, facts.
because the Mac Daddies that get Mac Daddies with Mac Daddies as follow up, summon this Mac Daddy anti-meta monster man, banishing everything, banishing it all face down, getting it all back, sucking it up. Yeah, I'm good.
I'm glad he's gone.
He, I believe, was an anti-hero. I won't elaborate.
That's enough. He's gone. He had his time. Sorry, but he's out of
We
here.
were frustrated at him, but boys, I guarantee he was holding something nasty back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I have Pickles back now?
He did me well. It's okay. So speaking of him being gone, BANLIST.
BANLIST!
Yes, sir.
I totally forgot.
I haven't.
So BANLIST was cool. Of course, we had the almighty Arise Heart banned. What else got banned?
I've heard
That is,
Nothing.
that's
That's
all.
it.
That's it. Okay, yeah.
only ban. There was a couple of limits.
Yeah.
Stop.
So I'll let Isaiah do this one.
No, bro. I literally just started playing Dragon Link like a month ago, and I told someone, it might have been
Should
Jabin,
have been
that
playing more tournaments, first of all.
it was gonna. Yeah,
Continue.
that's true.
More tournaments, you get more value out of your cards.
That's my fault.
It is.
Well, they're Jabin's cards, so I got enough value out of them. It might have been Jabin I was talking to, but I told someone that as soon as I started playing a deck, it gets hit. I started playing Dragon Link. There goes Chaos Space and Magma. To be fair, Magma
That's
Hut.
what got limited, by the way. Chaos Space Magma.
Yeah, Magma Hut had it coming, but Chaos Space, man.
Done dirty. I will say that the starts of Baby Dragon, those were the most frustrating when I'm playing against Dragon Link. 'Cause I feel like every hand trap I have
Isn't
ain't
enough.
enough.
No.
Because they got the other cards in their hand right here, and they just keep using the cards they're getting for free, bro.
Cool, you Veiler me and you did me. Now I'm going to normal summon my Black Dragon and do the same thing.
Get
Yeah.
cooked. I ain't a chef, but I know what cook looks like.
Yeah, it's I've heard two things, and only two things. Either that the list is horrible and it's the worst list we've had in forever because they didn't hit enough, or that it's like the best list that we've
Yeah.
had in a while.
I just wanted a Rise Heart band.
Yeah.
They did that. I'm cool with that.
I wanted Shifter Ban, but I'm playing Dragons, but I'm okay with it because this changes a lot. Like, you don't have to prepare for Cashier anymore. All the deck building is about to change. It's not going to be 6 books in every deck
Since
list.
February, the Yu-Gi-Oh has everyone's deck building's been warped around Cash Tier, whether it be
Yeah.
extra decks being changed because of Mind Hacker and Unicorn, whether it being playing around a Rise Hearts in the Book of Moons, what not being able to play a deck because your monsters just get run over by these giant alien dudes, whatever it may be.
Now, to be fair, with the beast that Unchained is at the moment,
That deck's
your
cool.
decks are going to have to be built around them, but it's not going to be, books in every deck. It's going to start turning into, like, more tech cards,
You
like
can play actual
Thrust,
cards.
Thrust into Change a Heart or Mind Control or something like that. Like, it's not just these 9 cards are played for this deck. It's going to be so many different ways to attack it with a different
Yeah,
strategy.
I'm happy to see cards like Ultimate Slayer see more play
Yes.
as it is, and with the Rise Heart going even more out of the metagame, that card can see even more play. Forbidden Droplet's one of my all-time favorites.
Oh,
that
I
card.
love Droplet.
I feel like I can solve so many problems, so many dirtle blobs I get to smack up with the Droplet.
We haven't been able to play Droplet in 6
A year.
8
February,
months.
baby,
Yeah.
7 months.
It's insane.
It's been a
And
minute.
We've never a card that I'm very excited about, and I know Jabin over there is very excited about.
I'm not because I sold mine. Ultimate Slayer.
Ultimate Slayer.
I love that card.
We have
I wish I
never
had a set.
been able to play that card.
I played that card.
I played it on release because I believed in it.
Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't own the set that I was playing because
they were expensive.
they were expensive.
Now, anybody watching this, they're like $15. You should buy them.
I think they're almost 30 now.
Are they now?
They were over $20
crazy.
on Saturday.
Well, I've been saying pick them up for a while, so
Yeah.
if you haven't picked them
I
up,
told him not to because they'd be reprinted and they haven't been. So
Why would they be reprinted?
and they were also like, I got mine for $11. It's like
Yeah, I
at
didn't-
$11, it doesn't matter.
Even if it gets,
doesn't
goes in
matter.
half,
Yeah.
bro.
I paid 30 a piece for mine. So
Hey, bro, keep playing with them.
I don't
Keep
have them
playing with
anymore.
Yeah, but yeah, that card I'm very excited about, and Droplet coming back is cool too.
It
'cause
is.
see, I've been playing Droplet. I've been siding it.
You know, you were talking about Shifter a minute ago, and to rewind to that, I'm cool with Shifter existing. You know, that is a card, so it's like no material, it's like Draw Mark Bird. You really want to open that card? You want that first 5 for it to be really good? Of course, you can, off the top 6 card Shifter, still use it. It's kind of nice. But as the game goes on, that card is terrible in your deck. And you win up with many games I've won because my opponent sat there grumbling, talking about, man, yeah, I drew Shifter, or my hand was double Shifter. And it's like, good, it should be double Shifter. Because you're trying to get my ass with it.
Yep.
you could. I don't know if we need to bleep that or whatever. But yeah, they try to get me with it, bro. But I'm cool with you. Cool with you playing your get your cards. They're no match for me.
See, I hate
Shifter
Shifter.
can exist.
I always play decks that Shifter just shits on.
Let it be.
And-
Use could pass, baby.
But
Kill me.
right now, the only decks that can really play Shifter are some Sprite variants and Flu. And I hate Flu enough without
And
Shifter.
Cash too.
I could play
Well-
fit Shifter in my deck. My own
Can
change
you?
strategy. Hell yeah.
In your own change strategy?
Yeah, boo. Anyway.
You are the kind of guy that was playing it in like Super Heavy Samurai and stuff too, though, weren't
Hey,
you?
bro. Noah was.
Yeah.
I believe in Noah. Noah has an idea. By God, it's the right idea. I don't care what it
Hey,
is.
it was okay. Noah's Super Happy Samurai list is objectively correct. He's the only person to ever top 8 a YCS
The
with it.
last samurai
That is
was
true.
Noah Basiso.
It's objectively
By God.
correct. Okay.
Tell me, yes, 100%. You're right. He was the last samurai. He is law. He's the real pin god. Drift is a false prophet.
Jeez.
I've been preaching that for years, brother. That's all I'm saying. First after Swiss, YCS Atlanta 2018. What was his name? Omar Basiso.
I was like,
My
I
dog!
was like, who are we talking about?
You don't know who First after Swiss at YCS Atlanta 2018 was?
I didn't know that was that one.
That was Noah, yeah.
I thought it was a different
It
YCS.
was YCS Atlanta. I sat there in the vendor booth, a sad boy, because my dogs was crushing it, bro. I was happy for him, though. I really wish I could have competed.
Beating Indy.
I'll be there at Indy.
I'm so excited for Indy.
Indy's
We're
gonna be
all
fun.
going to be at
It's
Indy.
gonna be really fun.
Even Tyler's coming to
That's
Indy.
crazy to me. What were the 2 cards that went up to 3 again? Orange light. What was the other one?
Don't worry about it.
I was
can't
about
remember.
to say orange light because
It's
that-
orange light, but the other card doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. It sounded great.
Gazelle! That's what
Oh
it
my God.
was.
There's so much Salamangreat at our locals. It's insane.
Really?
Have you
That's
seen how much
crazy.
the new Salamangreat cards have went up?
Yeah, that fire card is.
They went from like $1 to $30.
Well, they went. They put Gazelle at 3. The
I don't like that deck.
I like Salamangreat. I will say I don't like playing against it because most of the time my Salamangreat opponents. Next question.
I
We're not talking about.
You know that
Salamangreat
answer.
opponents.
I do think that it's crazy that they put the banish deck Kashtira to, or they banned Arizar.
They banned the banish.
They banned the banish, and then they unbanned Orange Light
Cook them.
in one fell swoop.
Cook them.
It's
I
crazy.
feel like Orange Light shouldn't have gone to 2 anyway. I totally get it because they were like, "Hey, tier limit deck, be less crazy." But,
Putting it to 1 was, but it's just like
bruh,
People are probably going to play it if they play tier, though.
card was a god card, and I will say that the amount of times that I Orange Lighted my opponent when it was at 1. And I felt like absolute god.
Yeah.
360 no scope. Like it's like when you cross out like a really important hand trap, like last card in their hand. They you just like
It literally
it's
feels
that
like
experience,
Maxine
bro.
when Maxie was at 1. Like
When you
it's-
Ash Maxi, so like YCS Pittsburgh, for example, I got to Ash Maxis back then. When you Ash Maxi, it's that feeling. You're like, you are a nerd. You had it, but I had it, baby.
And then you Maxie them on their turn.
And you cook them, boy. You already know how it goes down.
like you got rejected and destroyed, son.
You already know, dude. I love that.
I miss Maxie.
Maxi is a really fun card. I get that people don't play it, and I get that it creates dynamics that people aren't a fan of.
It's a
but
toxic
I
card,
like-
but it's a fun card.
I don't even call it toxic, bro. I say get good.
it is. I mean,
But you love toxic cards.
well, here's
Do I?
here's the thing.
Skill
though.
drain?
That's not toxic.
Bro. Bro.
You're telling me
you both love
you're telling me
toxic
when my
cards.
cards are at their most bare bones, and I gotta beat you up with my brain and my brawn, bro.
That's
what skill drain does.
That's the thing.
The cards ain't got no skill. That's where my skill comes in, bro. Your cards ain't got no skill. Where's your skill at? That's why I'm beating you with skill drain on the field.
Fox is the kind of guy that went to YCS with a vanilla skill drain deck.
I don't know if that's the case.
Plenty of people won YCSs with Cleaford, I guess.
However, if I want to,
Clifford, I guess.
I'm gonna play skill drain at Indy.
If you play Fox, he's got skill drain in his
It's in
deck,
my
I
deck
promise.
somewhere.
Sheesh. I feel like cards like Maxi are skillful. I think a lot of people think that they're not skillful, but I think that they are.
Yeah, that's what. That's
Yeah.
I can get into the dynamics, bro, but like, I get that sometimes you are a better duelist than your opponent, and they're gonna max see you, and you're gonna lose. It's gonna be frustrating as hell.
Yep.
Because that's what happens with cards like that. But there's also going to be times where you're going to be playing as Dirtle Bob, who's playing the most powerful deck in the room, but this guy can't explain tempo to you, right? And that Max C is going to keep you alive and buy you 2 turns, and you're going to claw your way in, and you get a really sick game, bro. But
Yeah.
you don't get that when the op pops off. But I will also say that cards are so much more powerful now than they were back then. Talents has 3 modes that cook your opponent. Thrust gets you talents that have 3 modes.
Talents
or
is
any
3 of
other
the best
normal
cards in the game in 1.
spell. I'm saying, bro, these cards ain't legal. Why are they on one card? Oh, my opponent's got to use Monster Effect during the main phase. That means nothing to me. Nice, my opponent's playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Cool. And if I can't trigger the talents, hopefully I'm cooking them.
Yeah.
Well, if they're not using a monster effect during the main phase, if you go second, then you're winning anyway, right? Like
I say that, but I've definitely had times where my opponent has played around my talents in hand, and I'm like, I'm gonna beat you. This is the only way I'm beating you, boy. You're like, yeah, it's fine. It resolves. Yeah, that's good. And I'm like,
This card sucks.
anytime talents is not good, I'm just like, why is this on my deck list? But every other time I have talents, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, one
I
turn
can't
you're like,
lose.
I lost this game because he's monster effect. Next game, like, I'm taking your monster and I'm Zeusing your board, bro.
Yeah. I look at my opponent's hand, bro. I feel like I don't care who you are, bro. Look at that grip. All right, I'll go ahead and.
I stay looking at their hand. I don't want
You
your
know what I'm
monster.
saying?
I don't want to draw
I'm
two.
signing slips, looking at the grip, bro. Cooking them. What'd you just say, Isaiah?
I said I stay looking at their hand. I don't take their monster or draw cards.
The other day I drew 2, and I was like, is this right?
was it against me?
Yeah. It was.
Okay. So I go.
I was like, is this right?
I had a Zeus on field, and I go. Okay, I had Zeus on field, and I set a card, and Fox goes, "What did you summon Unicorn?" And I was like, "He's either summoned Unicorn, activated Burst, something like that." And I go Zeus, and he's like, no response, and I'm like, Chain Forbidden Lance.
Yes!
And he goes,
Bro!
the soul like left his body, and then it resolved, and he goes, talents, draw 2.
I was at the regional too, and I played. My second loss was to a Rise Hard opponent, or not Rise Hard opponent, a Cashier opponent, bro. And game 1, I got double nib, like Yeep, Street, and a Black Cat in my hand, or something like that. You know, 2 cards ain't doing nothing, a couple nibs, and this has got to resolve. And I'm like, all right, let him do his thing. He starts Cashier in, he summons his Rise Hard. I'm like, all right, this can go one of 2 ways. That goes Rise Hard effect. And I was like, oh no, I'm screwed. He goes 4th summon, make that a Rise. Go. Man, I couldn't beat that. That's too good. On to the next game. Make him go first. My deck, I realized I did not know the deck very well. Make him go first. Whatever. Felt good about that. He goes Rise Heart. Set a card. Go. Prosperity. I get something. The Rise Heart triggers. I go to Talents, take it. And the set card was a Forbidden Lance. I looked in my hand, and I could do nothing to the Rise Heart. So I passed. I got cooked, bro. No, I got 2 in like 10 or 11 minutes, bro. Like, I started this thing waxed me.
I went from hating Lance to loving Lance like really
That
fast.
card, when it's good, bro, it makes me triggered.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to see it played. When I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, I remember I would go mow yards to buy Battle Pack War of the Giants things that come with packs of War of the Giants in the playmat. And I always go for the Slifer one. Because if you pulled a Slifer, you made your money, and you could go buy another one and buy Chinese food and pay for your locals entry. So it's like an all-in-one.
He's told me this.
I knew I could go buy this. If I pull those, I'll go tell it to the store and get my lunch, get my entry, get my product, pay for running back. And I dig for Forbidden Lances because they're like 10 or 15 bucks at the time, and it came as a common and a prisma or a mosaic or whatever.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, I had damn Slifers on deck, Lances on deck. I was damn eating good, paying on my entries. My dad go, you know what I'm saying? Yu-Gi-Oh was nice back then.
I remember one of my first decks I ever built for locals was a Battling Boxer deck, and I got tired of losing the hat. So my deck was like the Battling Boxer engine with Mass Chameleons, with 3 Royal Decree, 3 Kaiser Coliseum, 3 Forbidden Lance, Dress, Chalice, all of them, bro.
Cook 'em, bro.
I was going in there, summoning Lead Yoke, activating Kaiser Coliseum, set 4. Flip Decree, I got 3 Forbidden cards to protect my Lead Yoke, bro. That was the first locals I won a game, too.
Dude, my first locals I won a game, I was playing Fire Kings.
Oh.
That's when I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm real excited about the structure deck. I'm glad that they're playing OCG land. I love Fire Kings, bro.
Shout out Peyton Drummer, he loves Fire
I
Kings.
also play Noble Knights, and I feel like I should be playing Infer Noble right now. Because I love fire decks, and Noble Knights was like the deck that made me want to start competing. That's when I started traveling to Cedar Bluff. I was going across town to play Yu-Gi-Oh! With Noble Knights, bro.
Across
I was
town?
summoning my drought. Yeah, bro. I was staying at East Town.
Dang,
We'd
bro.
pull up to East Town, play my 2 days a week or whatever. My
Rip East
Tuesdays
Town.
and my third. Rest in peace, East Town, my friend. Oh my goodness, I miss
I
that
miss
place.
East Town. We talked about that the other day.
I miss East Town. But I went to Cedar Bluff because on Friday night, Cedar Bluff was the popping spot for Yu-Gi-Oh! It was a super little store. There was enough room you could sit in your chair and hit the rack of stuff behind you, or you could back up and the people looking at the cases. That's all you had is a big hallway, bro. That is the place that I fell in love with Yu-Gi-Oh! At, though. That's why I'm here today.
At the old
100%.
location.
Old
like
Caesars.
go back by
Besides
Little
Little
Caesars.
Caesars.
I went there one time.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I went there one
I'd go
time.
every Friday. I'd try my best. I'd find a ride. Somebody to help pick me up.
I never
bro.
played there. I went one time. And it was because me and Peyton, shout out Peyton, wanted to buy a box of Dragons of Legend. First week I started playing
Okay.
YuGiOh.
I gotta tell you a story about this.
We drove
Same
all the way
weekend.
there, bought the last 2 boxes they had, and we pulled 5 Curry Bandits out of 1 box. Bro,
Gas.
we were cooking.
Gas.
We sold them all for like $5 a piece.
There was an
we were
ARG
dumb.
when Soul Tribe. I want to say it was like Richmond, ARG Richmond or something. That's where I really became friends with Logan. He got an OG tan. I got it. My first Spellground was an espresso that weekend, but it was
Oh.
an ARG when Dragon's Legends was really new. I don't know if it had just released or if it was like a week after or whatever. I remember going to Cedar Bluff that night. People trying to find hands because people were starting to open the set. I needed hands apparently, and I was playing a Herratic card Curry deck,
Sounds
so I
cool.
needed soul charges for my Herratic card Curry deck. I remember going to that tournament. I went like 0-3. I remember. No, I think I won round 3, but I remember getting like Naturia beasted by some crazy deck round. What was I even playing against, bro? Oh, I don't even know. Anyway, very nostalgic. That store, that particular time in Yu-Gi-Oh. Me and Sinjin, we were gonna go to that ARG, and everyone on our car bailed last minute. We had no money. We said, whatever, we'll get there. We'll figure it out. We figured it out and had an amazing weekend.
First card I ever pulled out of a pack. First pack I ever pulled was a Dragons of Legend pack. At the first locals I attended, and I pulled a Soul Charge out of it.
Gas.
I was like, are any of these cards good? And Lynn said, yeah, that's the best card in the game right now.
Go back to Lynn, bro.
Ah, I miss Lynn.
When I was going to Morristown, that's when damn Lynn, Jalen, Josh was there. That's when Ruthie was driving me. Isaac,
The boys.
boys, bro.
I miss them, bro.
Who was it?
Jason Owens.
Yeah, Jason Owen, Rescue Rabbit, Scotty. That was his name.
Yep. I saw Scotty the other day.
I saw him a little bit ago.
Yeah, when I started playing, I've been playing since the game came out. My mom actually taught me how to play this game.
What? That's
Yeah,
so cool.
She bought the structure
Shout
decks
out
and taught me how to
Tammy.
play it.
Shout
Shout out
out
my mom.
Tammy, bro.
And I never played a local until the weekend Dragons Legends came out. And I messaged Caleb. He was working.
Mhm.
My cousin, he works there, or he worked there. And I said, yo, what deck am I picking up? He said, Bujin's the best deck. I looked it up. Was like, no, it ain't. It ain't for me. I'm buying Cyber Dragons, bro. $80 got me a whole deck.
I played hella Bujins. I remember General Light came out. I had Firefist Rooster, and Rooster 3.5 axis Firefist got hit before I could even build it.
Yep.
So I traded that Rooster to get Yamatos,
That's cool.
and I turned those Yamatos into a legacy play.
Dude, you know how cheap your Ultimatos are?
No.
They're like $25.
I got Jottle first, baby.
There's a lot
Man.
of stuff that's cheap right now.
I only had
A
that Rooster.
lot.
Speaking of Chris Rutherford, because at the sneak peek he pulled that Rooster, and somebody they were like $100 at the time. Somebody was gonna hook him up for it, but he knew I needed it, and he hooked me up on an IOU, bro.
I love
And I
Ruthy.
didn't get him back until 2017. I gave
remember
him an
that.
NX.
I remember you
I
getting
remember
him
that.
back.
And Invoker, yeah, I got him back 4 years later.
I remember because me and Ruthy were standing together, and you walked up and handed him cards, and he said, "Wow!" And I said, "What are these for?" And he told me about that.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it one day, and I was like, yeah, man, that's so cool. I was like, bro, I never got hit. You know, I realized that I just never, you know, I'd see him like once every couple months or something in passing.
Because
you
you're
know
a
what
real
I'm
homie,
saying?
Fox.
But I remember it, and I was like, bro, here's some gas.
I remember that because he was like, "Dude, this is from years ago."
Yeah, no,
Yeah, that was crazy. That is something I remember vividly
I
happening.
remember
That was
pulling
crazy.
up and being like, I can do this. I can pay this debt.
That's
That is
also
years old.
That's also a time in Yu-Gi-Oh, at least in our area, where everybody was a scumbag. So it's like that happening was way out of
You know
out
who
of
you
left
are.
field.
You know who you are. That girl.
Speaking of Ruthy, first time I ever dueled Ruthy, I was playing Bujins.
Okay.
And game 3, he goes first. He sets 2 and passes. And I'm like, all right, my hand is Yamato 3 Tinky, and a hand trap. And I draw, and he goes, Mind Crush Tinky. And I go,
Good.
huh? Lay my hand down. He goes, Mind Crush Yamato. And I was like, what? Piss off, Ruthy.
I was thinking about him today, man. I was driving, and I was like, you know, he would drop me. He was my gateway to Morristown, right?
Yeah.
But we were driving one time, bro, and he gets pulled over. I don't know if he was speeding or what. And cop pulls him over, gets his ID, talking about, let me get your registration and your insurance. He's like, all right, yeah, let me just dig it out here real quick. He flips open his glove box. It's absolutely
Cards.
No, it's stuffed with every papers, all kind. It's literally this glove box is. How's a man supposed to parse through this thing? He's looking through it. Cop's like, let me get that registration, brother. He's like, hold on, man. I just gotta flip. Takes the glove box out, pulls it out. You know what I'm saying? It is removed from where it hangs, and he just sit there in front of his steering wheel, flipping through him, bro. Cops man was like, You know, man, you're good. Just watch your speed, bro. Don't be fooled around. I had to get some. I don't know if I was trying to get the locals at Cedar Bluff or what, but we were trying to get East Town. I was trying to get locals at East Town, I think.
That's the most
Maybe we were
ruddy
trying to go
server
to
in my
Morristown.
life.
We were trying to flip around. Anyway, we're relieving, and he starts giggling, and I'm like, bro, what's
He
up?
didn't have it. No. He didn't have insurance. No.
What a
And in
big
Tennessee,
brain,
You
bro.
have to have insurance to
Yeah.
drive. Some places I think you don't have to, but in Tennessee you do.
But
Or at least in Knoxville. I don't know.
Off the record, don't take her at the
This is
end.
over a decade ago,
but
or about a decade ago.
people do that. Like if you take
It's so
too long,
funny. He's just flipping through it. The guy's like, "Yeah, you're good. I trust you." He's like,
dude, if you take too long, they're just like, go ahead.
"No, that was just the most like." And I was like 17 or something, 16. So I was like, "This guy's
I think
got it, bro."
I think there may be some duelists on the force. Just saying.
You what?
I think
On
that-
the force?
Yeah, I
Force
think
on
there
the
may be some duelists.
Shout out Cope, baby.
Hey,
He was a Guud member at one time.
I can't believe Cope became a cop, bro.
He's a
That's
SWAT
wild.
now.
Don't.
That's crazy.
Goodness gracious,
That's
Cope.
crazy.
He went straight up,
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
That's
He went
crazy.
from
Real
Dago.
mythic coat.
Yeah.
Mythic
That's
Cope, bro.
crazy.
Broke both of his arms. Chasing some dude, jumped over a fence. Instead of opening the gate, jumped over, broke them both.
Bro, what?
That's
I
insane.
cannot believe that
Dude.
happened. I didn't. And he's like, I need to upgrade. I need to go to SWAT, bro. This ain't enough. This is
It was
shit.
like a first month on SWAT, too.
I was like,
Just skipped the gate open, just jumped it, broke
That's
them both.
insane.
I didn't even know about the gate thing till Jabin told me.
getting to the promotion just to break my arms. It's awful.
Went straight
I know
to the
why
office.
I'm laughing. I know why I'm laughing because I know Cope, and I'm visualizing this, and it just seems really
Dude,
funny.
Cope used to come to my
cannot
house
believe
when I was
that's
a
what
kid.
happened.
I remember because I used to always ask him to duel me when I was young, like
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 years old, and he never would. He always had this like briefcase, like Kaba case full of cards, bro. He carried that thing around. He had like the like cheap Exodia set and the God cards on the top of
Let's
it.
go.
He come in and he finally dueled me, and it was at his aunt's house, and we were dueling. And
Is it your aunt too, or
Yeah.
okay?
And we're sitting there. I don't know what I was playing, bro. I was playing some jank, no sleeves. He's cooking. And I'm just started putting a bunch of monsters on. We're probably cheating. You know, I was 5 or 6 years old. And he flipped over a 4-star ladybug and cooked me with it. Destroyed everything I had. I probably started crying like a little baby, bro. I'll
him
never
know.
forget that. Shout out Cope.
This reminiscence has been very fun.
He used to be a Guud member.
Good boy.
Little
Good
Guud boy.
boy's kind of nice. You know what's
Good boys
kind of
are kinda
nice?
nice.
The tattoo on your fist.
Shout out Tommy.
Obelisk
Dreadnought
Incorporated.
Studios.
It
Link in the
does look pretty
description.
sick.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, we got Obelisk, Celtic Guardian, Gold Sark, Ash.
I'll try to
Ghost
remember to
Order,
put a
Haunted,
link in the
Bell,
description,
Reaper.
but no promises.
What's
I'm
next?
pretty forgetful.
You should get whatever deck I win YCS Indianapolis with. You should get a tattoo commemorating that.
Deal.
Sicko mode.
Oh, if you win YCS Indianapolis, he has to get a Good Gaming tattoo.
Goop Frog, baby. First Goop member that wins an event that's a YCS or bigger, I'm getting Goop Frog.
Means if I win that, I just gotta
Goop
work
frog.
hard. If I work hard, he'll have a goop frog on him.
Yep.
That's my motivation.
Right here.
Put the work in.
Not right there. I told Tavion, I think it was Tavion, it
Put
was
upside
definitely
down
Tavion,
right there.
that if he went to Worlds this year, that I think it was Worlds, either win Worlds or win Nats or something, that I would get a Spiral tattoo for him.
That'd be sick.
I don't remember what Spiral card it was. Hopefully it's a good one.
That'd be a good one. So, kind of reel in on this YuGiOh stuff. What decks are you guys excited for after this ban list?
Dragon Link.
So you're still on the Dragon train. Chaos Space got a little bit less. Magma's a little bit less. Is what it is. Ain't no hill for a climber. Just put more dragons in it. That's been the solution until now.
Dragons do enough on their own, bro.
Just keep putting dragons in it. Luke, what do you?
I don't know.
Obviously, you went
there's
from
so-
being a Rice Heart's little baby to
There's so much.
your daddy's gone.
He says so
brother.
much, but we know he's about to caca all over the place.
I'm not gonna listen. I am excited about Fluke.
Rabina F.
I was
Eaglin F.
Jamin can vouch for me. On the way to
Infinite.
Chicago, I was like, think about Flu.
Actually,
Like, I feel like Flu is kind of good right now.
Not
And we
really
were talking
talking
about
about it.
Ultimate Slayer, and I was like, that's even better for Flu because it's like Flu
That
can
card's
play
sick
that
for
really
Flu.
easily.
I
And
got Seeker First Dualities. I need to play Flu too.
so do
So
I.
does he. He
And
has
I
Secret
was like,
Italian
yeah,
now.
and I was like, my Flu deck's pretty, but I was like,
I know it is.
I was like, I feel like Flu's gonna be really good, like going forward. And then on the way back from Chicago, which was the next day, he goes, "Guess what's in the finals at Cancun?" I'm like, "What?"
I text Thomas and I said, I don't want to tell you this, but guess what just won Cancun? He said, I literally was reading when he texted me this, and I'm so excited. I was like, no, Thomas, no.
So I think it's sick and it's well positioned and
Yeah.
the way it interacts lines up really well. The way it
When it gets a target
Let's
on
see.
its back, though, it starts dying down.
Yeah, well, I mean, only so many people play Flu. That's the thing, is it's the most dedicated. Speaking of dedicated Flu, Ryan Fletcher was at the YCS. I'm assuming he was playing Flu because
He
I
was.
don't see that man play anything else.
He was. His deck list, he said, I can't find testing partners because no one likes to play against Flu.
I think the only reason I recognize him from the beginning is his played that Block Dragon deck at the UDS in Indianapolis, I think is what it was. On top of it. Deck is sick.
Yeah,
I miss Blood Dragon.
I'm excited for that, but I'm excited for Rescue Ace. I don't think I'm going to play Unchained, but I'm excited to see what it does going forward.
I think the deck's
I
great.
think I'm gonna max out my Unchained engine tomorrow.
I
It
feel
upgrades everything. Just the engine, like the Unchained cards. Like, well, no, because I'm not getting a Root Hog.
I'm about to say, dang,
Whatever.
those cards are
I ain't
expensive.
no Mag Daddy.
but
I got something in the works.
Chimera branded, that deck seems kind of cool
If you
too.
want to play it, I have it in my backpack. I can let you borrow it before we leave.
That deck seems kind of, that's a deck that I would
I like it a lot. It's
like
really
to
fun.
play.
I think the deck is wild.
But I'm gonna be testing that Flu and Rescue Ace probably. I think those are the three like contenders for me right now in my head.
Dragons.
I think Sprite's gonna be good too.
I think Sprite seems well positioned as well. I love
Yep.
Sprite cards. You already know.
I'm
I
tired
made a
of Sprite
vow to not play Sprite cards this season.
Good.
Especially with SP coming out.
Dude,
I'm
that's
so
the
excited for
problem.
SP.
My beef with Sprite is I want all my cards to have a payoff, right? And sometimes I like if I don't feel like the payoffs are like good enough for like the format, whatever, I put them else. But SP, bro, now all my Sprite decks have a payoff. Every Sprite deck has a payoff. Like, bro, come on, that's not fair.
I think so.
Tell me my Sprite deck is better the second I stop playing Sprite.
A thing with me, right?
I'm sleeping it back up.
Something. Yeah, I don't think you should make the vow. I think that. Listen, I think something like me last format, I was playing Cash, and even towards the end of the format when Cash, I didn't think Cash was well positioned. Like genuinely, I still played it because I thought it was better than like my other alternatives.
Yeah.
Which like one being Flu, right? Which I feel like at like Vancouver would have been a lot like better to play than Cash.
Yeah, probably.
Going into that. So it's like I feel like if I had have not had that mindset, it would have probably worked out a little bit better.
So I guess my mindset
Keep
right
your
now
options open.
is I don't want the availability of cards to dictate what I play. Right, so again, I try to have like a lot of the decks.
You
so
do
I
have every deck
access
right
to
now.
them, right? You know, right.
You have
but-
access to literally every
But,
deck.
but that's because I don't want the reason I had a bad experience, or for me, like follow the trail back to where my tournament did not end the way I wanted it to end. A lot of times, just the deck I chose to play. Sometimes I make the choice to play the deck I shouldn't play. Sometimes it was availability, but I got tired of that being a factor because I felt like if I can always choose the deck that I want to play, the only thing that's holding me back at that point is how much time I'm willing to put into that in preparations, right? And I will say, very, very visually, you can tell what events I put practice into a deck and when I don't, just based on my results, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I work real hard and do what I'm supposed to do and follow the process, I get the result I want. But if I don't, I can always trace it back to not being prepared enough, not knowing enough, not.
Well, when were we topping events left and right? Like you and I, like when we came here like every other
Like
day.
crazy. We were
Like,
literally, yeah. It was
Like-
play, talk about, play other places.
get
come
in
back, talk
Discord,
about-
go to
Exactly,
locals,
bro.
come here every
We were
every
living
other
it, eating
night.
it,
Like
sleeping.
yeah, that's when you see results, and I mean that's why like the like best players you see them all the time because
And
that's what they're doing.
You hear about it all the time too. You watch these deck profiles, everyone having a good time. They've got the fruits of all the work they've put in, and they're talking about how awesome it was testing with the boys leading up to the event, or how everyone met up at X place, and of those 8 people, 5 of them topped, and it shows that you put in the work, man. You get the results. You just got to do it.
The best players too, like they're not like going to an event, doing okay, and then being like, all right, that's sick. Let's go like celebrate. They're like literally sitting around like drinking, celebrating, and also playing,
Playing
like
Yu-Gi-Oh!
play
On to the
testing,
next,
deck
bro.
building
On to the next.
immediately after the event. Like
On
it's
to the next. That's
yeah,
what,
yeah.
I wish I had the people around. I wish I was surrounded by that
yeah,
energy.
yeah. That's what you got to do, man. That's what we got to do.
I've been playing a lot of DB recently. I say a lot. I mean, I've probably played like 10 games, but I've been
That's a lot for
making a
you.
point. I've been making a point to just do a game or two of DB, match or two of DB, to build some decks on there, just to get used to it. Because I feel like if I could just bite the bullet and actually start playing some DB, I'd shake a lot of the rust off. I'd be a little more prepared for every event I go into, and I feel like my results would reflect that. But I don't know. It's hard to motivate myself when I could be throwing a bunch of time into DB, but all this time I'm putting into the X format isn't going to translate because I'm not going to have an event until, 6 weeks from now, and the metagame's going to shift completely. But I value the information I receive, but also, again, it's hard to get that motivation when I know that I'm not going to play for a little while.
Format shifts a little bit. The deck knowledge will be the same, basically.
That's the thing. Exactly. I always
yeah.
try to preach that to people. Like, well, yes, the exact dynamics may not be the same. Bro, you get what the cards are doing. You
Yeah.
can situate. You know what I'm saying? You get familiar. That's important.
So let me, real quick,
Of course.
we are going.
Is that a Rolex?
It's been a minute. No, better. About 10K better.
Oh, hell yeah.
We have gone we're going pretty long. So anything else you guys want to talk about
Man.
before we wrap it up?
Happy to be here. It's fun just hanging
I'm
out.
glad the season's rolling.
Glad
It's
we got-
rolling.
Got some events coming soon. We have a regional in Greenville, regional in Ohio. There is,
Back to back, baby.
of course, YCS Indianapolis a couple weeks later, free weekend, and then YCS Richmond. Looking forward to that.
I'm still wanting people to go to Greenville and then Cincinnati.
Well,
Or
a lot of people are.
Columbus.
So
Greenville and Columbus.
I hope that's the case.
Are a lot of
I think
people?
back-to-backs are really cool.
Yeah.
I always thought it would be cool. Like, I've never actually done a back-to-back regional in my life.
I have,
Never in my life have I done a Saturday, Sunday.
but not
I have to.
that far.
Yeah.
I have done Knoxville and Atlanta.
That's, yeah.
I want to
But-
drive to one and be driven to one.
I like there was one time Noah went into a Greenville one. He got second, and then the next day was Duluth. I both topped the Duluth one, but he back-to-back top 8. He got we played some random pile of pendulum cards. Man, I hadn't played YuGiOh in a while. Just pile of pendulum ain't even good. I was playing True Draco with 4 monsters. Salmon Great was good. I remember sitting beside Lunalight FTK the last round. Back when I was Super Beast Alloy Raptinus. Is that his name? The Gemini Fusion guy?
I don't know. But he
don't
sounds
know.
cool.
That man. Yeah, anyway, the guy was summoning that. I was back when they were using Agar Pain into him is what it was. Agar Pain was still legal.
I miss that card. Just kidding, I don't. But
We went to Knoxville, Atlanta one time, Saturday, Sunday, and I got 13th at both.
and Danny top 8'd both.
Yeah.
I remember that time.
Yeah.
That
I
Atlanta-
miss you, Danny.
I thought no, never mind. Because the one I'm thinking of was when we had links. No, wait, is that the one that me, Jason, and Noah all topped, and Jason beat you last round?
Yeah, I got 13th.
Okay, yeah, Danny topped. Did Danny top the second one?
The weekend that was
I thought he
back to
just
back,
topped the
Danny
first
topped
one.
both.
Okay. Well, let's say, he topped with us then.
I
Yeah, you're right, because he got third or second or Swiss.
yeah.
Yeah, me, Noah, and Jason, we rode home together, and we got 5th, 6th, and 7th. It was really just fun, because the whole car got to... I remember my favorite story to ever tell people is from this regional. I'm sorry, I need to tell it real quick.
No, you're good. Tell.
Okay, anyway. Fast forward version. Game 1, Cook, old boy. He's excited he got to top 8 contention last round. He's never been this far in a regional before. I'm like, all right, swap him up. Game 2, get Cook. True Draco Monster's kind of cool, whatever. Go to Game 3. I got Thoroughblade, Ram, Pianissimo, something. Oh, Thoroughblade. Draw another Zodiac. Okay. Do the whole Hammer Kong Dry and get another Zodiac thing. Go. Pianissimo, go. This man goes, Dark Hole. I go, well, Pianissimo on my Dryden. I'll save it. And then he Kaiju's my Dryden. And he goes, normal summon Ram. I'm like, well, that's not good. And he goes, actually, Diagram. I was like, I just lost the duel. I'm not going to top 8. Jason's walking to slip up. I'm going to be the loser in the car.
No.
And I'm about to pick up my cards out of frustration, and I was like, playing to my outs. He picks up his extra deck, and he goes, there's a Rat Pier in my extra deck. And I said, oh, let me call a judge and see what we're supposed to do here. And Judge walks over, and I explained that he is the turn player, and that he has picked up his extra deck with a Rat Pier in it, and that I'd like a top 8. I didn't say the last part, but Judge Man was like, yep, that is a game loss. What game are you in? I said, that is a game 3. He's like, that
I will
is the
take my
match.
match slip, my play mat, and my hugs from the homies, baby, because I did it.
That's my tattletale for a top 8.
That's insane.
And then the play mat was so worthless. It's the Top Logic Bomber Dragon mat. That the only way I could get rid of it was by trading it for homemade potato skins. This man brought me a Tupperware potato skins.
I remember you
potato
posted the picture, bro.
Because I posted, somebody please get this mat for me. And there's 3 guys from locals with the mat. Nobody wants it, so it's, impossible to get rid of. I'm like, I'll take whatever. The guy's like, give potato skins. It's like, run it.
You know what's funny?
He comes in. I'm working that day. He comes in. I toss him the mat. He ain't the big old... Good.
Funny thing, Jason's deck list from that regional was our first video we ever uploaded.
That's so cool, too. I remember him talking smack, subtweeting me in that, because he talked about his deck list being better than mine, which it was.
I also
But-
lost him at that event.
I had some My deck had some soul. I played a guy who he could not. I think he was deaf. Yeah, because like we had to communicate. He had one of those play mats that had all the phases on it. And he'd do is he would mark it because he also didn't speak, and we would just do that. I remember I had to explain a chain link with my Zodiac card. I did something complicated that just it works because it's like complicated something with Zodiac, and I'm having to like write paragraphs to explain what is going on to him, and I was like, this is a really like cool experience because like I've never in my life I've had to do this before, but also I'm on my second paragraph. And
we got 10 minutes left.
that's what I'm saying. Like, oh goodness gracious! I think it's playing ABC or something. But
Smart man.
it's a super cool experience. That regional was actually awesome. It was when Hurricane Irma was going around, so like we had it was like a windstorm. But I remember we were walking outside. We were just being obnoxious because we were all excited because we were all top. We were like, oh my god, it's Hurricane Irma!
Anyway, I think your top story was still less painful than Jason's. He double twin twisted me. I was playing Paleo. That was like the most hurt my heart has ever been. We're like last game going into top 8. Like I think game 3. And he goes,
just
twin
dust
twist.
you, bro. Just
I go
seat
first. I set my
bro.
cards. He goes twin twister. I'm like, well, that kind of sucks, but we're cooking. Twin twister.
There was a regional in Louisville, and I just read Engage on like a Wednesday, and that Saturday was the regional. But like, I at the end of Striker format. It's Cyberdeck Horizon. We had Hayate already. I did not play when Striker came out because I was having my son. I ended up not losing until the last round. I played Logan that tournament, round 4 or 5, and that's what I did to him. I went Twin Twister, Twin Twister. I want to like Engage raid him, or like Area Zero raid was like my other card. It was like Twin Twister, Striker cards. I cooked them, but yeah,
You gotta do it.
I remember my opponent, or I imperm my opponent to negate his heritage on his turn. He like summoned Dynamite, heritage affected draw, and I was like imperm. He's like, Dynamite effect? I was like, sure. He gets this spell and he draws his card. I was like, imperm negates. He's like, no, that's not how that works. I picked up, read the card, and I was like, oh, it's got to be set to do that. I hadn't played him since Flames of Destruction. I didn't know. All new to me.
I did that at first. As well,
but yeah, so I just neg one
sure.
myself. He got a +1 off the Dynamite. And I ended up like top logic Trish beta-ing him with 3 Nightmare Mermaids because I played 3 Nightmare Mermaids in my deck. Anyway, yeah, you could like Gamma into Nightmares, into Ibly, into something, brother. I don't even remember. You know,
Something, brother.
Ibly. Oh, you normal summon the Ibly. You bounce the Ibly back with a Caution Magician. You summon the Ibly brings a guy back, and then you go...
He's been cooking.
Top logic Trish beta, turn the Ibly into the 3rd Nightmare Mermaid. And then the 3rd Nightmare Mermaid baits banished and banishes all the spells and traps. They take 500 for each one. I remember the combo.
I remember that format. That was at the Kentucky Regional?
Yep. Hornet Drones, that was...
The one that I should have topped.
You can't say that. It was too early in the tournament, but...
I lost round 7 and 8.
This is a different event then, because...
I beat Chester Henson in round 2 with Alter Guys, and you
I
topped.
thought you didn't beat Chester.
No, I beat him.
Okay.
Big judge call thing, but I beat him, and then I was 6-0, and then lost round 7 and 8, both of them a spiral.
Yeah, I remember being afraid of Goki, right? I was like, I'm F'd, I don't know what to do. And then I didn't play single Goki. I was like, I'm saved. I'm good. I remember playing against True Draco, and I didn't know Masterpiece was banned. The same match man, looking back on that, if I lost to me at that tournament, I tried to negate a heritage with the imprint from my hand. This is the first play of the game. Like, he goes first. This is the first play of the game. I give him a +1 and discard a card from my hand. I just swing 2 cards.
No.
But I was like making a play. I was like, I'm effed. He searches Masterpiece here. Did some play, whatever, live in the game. I was like, why don't you search Masterpiece? And like, just slam it. And he's like, bro, that's banned. I was like, bro, what? You're telling me I'm playing around? And I'm like sweating bullets trying not to lose to Masterpiece. I'm like, what do I need to do? Pop this, take this, like I'm big brain and not to lose. Card got banned. That's why you don't take breaks, dude. If you take breaks, stuff like that happens. And...
Speaking of breaks, it's been a good episode. I think we should call it.
I think so too. Sorry I've been so chatty.
Yeah, you good,
today.
bro.
I've been on story time today.
I love story time.
Gotta have those sometimes. It's fun.
Storytime Goodcast, episode 11.
Episode 11.
We'll call it Storytime Goodcast.
We'll see you in a week or 2 for episode 12.
Peace.
Bye,
See you at Greenville. See you at Indy. See you at Richmond.
See y'all anywhere I see you.
See it, Ohio.
Come to our locals. CM Games Cedar Bluff. They got
CM
locals
Games
Monday,
Morristown.
Wednesday,
CM Games, come see
Friday, Saturday.
It's a good locals. It's a good locals.
Fun spot.
We've got
Come see us.
Pack is at our locals now. I don't know if you knew that.
Somebody made that joke in the fantasy regional, and I was like rolling my eyes. Bro.
Speaking of CM,
He said it himself yesterday. That's why I said
three
it.
or four times, bro, and I'm like, bro, people.
CM has a 48 Megaton case tournament on October 7th.
I want to go to that.
And Cedar
I also wanna
Bluff.
go to
Make sure you come to that. Hang
I'm
out.
actually off work that weekend. I can play in that. I'll be there. 48 Megatons. Come see us. Come play with us. Come beat me, or
October
I'm gonna take
7th.
them all home.
I'll give away this mat.
What?
No, you won't. That's
Wait a
it.
minute.
We cutting. We're out.